Hey guys, and welcome to a very special video for today's special day of Valentine's Day. Today I'm going to be talking about my husband and I's love story. I'm pretty excited. So my husband's name is Mohamed, and I met online, and it's kind of funny because when we met, we'd been talking for a little bit, and then we decided we wanted to meet up in person, right? I had been talking to another person. Now, Mohamed and I weren't exclusive at the time. We were literally talking to each other online. Nothing had started. We weren't even friends yet. So nothing had begun. But I was talking to this other guy, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to go out that night with this other guy or with Mohamed, and I almost didn't go with Mohamed. At the last second, I canceled with the other guy and went with Mohamed. And when I went on the date with him, I was so happy that I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is handsome, he's smart, he's funny, he's polite, he's a gentleman, like a true gentleman, and I was just so happy. So we had a pretty Western courtship in that we went out on dates, but at the same time, we didn't do a lot of Western things. We went out on dates, but we met up in public places. We didn't go to each other's houses. And this was before I converted or knew anything about Islam. That's just how it was going. That's how we were. And it was working great. We were getting to know each other great. So just in case any of you were wondering if meeting in public places and not going over to each other's houses, if that works, it does. So don't be afraid to do that. It took us about 3 months to get married. I'm not going to get into the specifics because some of it isn't my business to tell, but it took us 3 minutes, oh my gosh, 3 months, and then we decided to get married. My parents were not happy. Now, they had already met him previously, and they liked him. They thought he was great, but they're very Western, right? They born and raised in America. Two very white people who were born and raised in the United States. So their thought process was always, you meet someone, you hang out with them for a few years, and then maybe you get married. My parents, or my mom and my stepdad, they had actually dated for, I think it was 6 months, and then they decided to get married. My mom said, we're more experienced, we know what we're looking for, so we knew right away that we needed to get married. That's not the case with you. But I knew in my heart that this was the right thing to do. And so my mom actually, she made me a list of things that she thought that I should talk about with Mohamed before we got married. And we did talk about things on the list. And it's important to have those conversations, to talk about finances, to talk about kids, to talk about jobs, all those kinds of things. Do you want to live in an apartment or a house? How do you want to split the chores? All that kind of stuff needs to be talked about. And even, there's one thing that a lot of people don't talk about, but how to argue. You need to talk about that. If you want to hear more about me talking about how to argue, leave a comment down below, and I can make a video all about how to argue and what that means in marriage. So, yeah, my parents, they were happy that I was engaged, but they weren't, I wouldn't say they were thrilled about it, but their thought process was, she's an adult, she can do what she wants. We can give her advice, but we can't control what she does. We didn't have a wedding. which is fine by me. Mohamed and I talked about it, and I asked what Egyptian weddings are like. Oh, he's Egyptian. I asked him what Egyptian weddings were like, and he talked about it with me, and we both kind of decided we didn't want anything huge and lavish, and we honestly didn't have the funds to pay for a wedding. We had initially been planning on having an actual wedding. We had looked at venues and stuff like that, but because we wanted to get married quickly, we decided to just do a courthouse wedding. No, we didn't get married in a courthouse, but we did get our papers and stuff, and then found somebody to officiate the wedding, and they officiated the wedding, and it was great. We had a few of his friends and my parents and my little sister, and they were all the witnesses, because you need 2 witnesses, you need someone to officiate, you need some signatures and all that. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, what about your nikah? Like, what about all that? Well, I wasn't Muslim, so that wasn't really a thing to me, and I don't know if we need to. Mohamed says he doesn't think we need to, because from what he looked into, the wife just needs to consent, and it's fine. And I, of course, consented. I was not forced into this marriage or anything like that. Now, a lot of people might be saying, do you wish you had waited? Do you wish you had waited longer? Like, do you wish you had known each other longer? Or do you wish you had waited until you were older? Because I got married when I was, 24? And so that was like 2 years ago now? 2 years, yeah. We've been married for 2 years. No, I don't wish I had waited. I think everything happened perfectly. I think Allah made this happen for a reason, and I don't regret any of it. So then the other question that people probably have will be, do you guys want to have kids? This is a long, long story that I'm not going to get into, nor am I going to make a video about it, because it's very personal and I don't know if I want to talk about it on YouTube. But the short answer is maybe. Right now in my life, the answer is no. I want to wait until I am in my 30s. So that's coming up. I'm still 26. I'll be 27 soon, but I'm still 26. So my 30s are coming up, and I just think that I want to wait until then. As a kid, I always imagined being my mom's age, 28, when she had me. So I always imagined being 28 when I had kids, and I wanted a lot of kids. But as I got older, realizations were made, and I discovered that I needed more resources and more life experience to be able to have a child. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Just a short answer, maybe. So we didn't have a wedding, and a lot of people have asked us. Sorry, I know I was already talking about the wedding, but I'm jumping back to the wedding. A lot of people have asked, do I wish I had a wedding? Not really. I'm perfectly... Oh, my cat just walked across the computer. Sorry if there was a little shaking. I think you may have been able to see her a little bit. But no, I don't wish I had a wedding. I don't think I want a wedding. Mohamed and I have talked about doing a wedding photo shoot where, like, I rent a dress or something and we take pictures, like wedding pictures, and that would be perfect. That'd be good enough. I don't need to have a big wedding. I don't need to have a small wedding. Wedding isn't necessary. I already got married. A wedding is not very important to me. So then there's actually a really funny story about our rings. These are my current rings. I have an emerald ring. Is it gonna focus? No, it's not. That's fine. Oh, an emerald ring and a snake ring. And this is not my first ring. These are not my original rings. I actually have my original rings still, but they gave me an allergic reaction. I'm very sensitive to metals, but I didn't realize that my hands were sensitive to metals. I knew my ears and my nose were sensitive to metals, but my hands, I had no idea. So I got a really bad allergic reaction, so that was ring number 1. We had to take that one off. Ring number 2, gem fell out. Very frustrating. And I didn't feel like taking it in to get it repaired because it was going to cost money, and the answer is no. I'm not paying to have that fixed because your girl is on a budget and I don't have time for frivolous stuff like that, honestly. For the same price to get it fixed, I could probably, no, for even cheaper, I could have gotten another ring. And for cheaper, I got another ring. So so the broken ring is ring number 2. Now we're on to ring number 3. What happened? Well, it got stuck on my finger. I think that was because I had gained weight, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't know why it got stuck. I think it was because I gained weight. Honestly, I just got fat, so I think that is what happened. But either way, it got stuck on my finger. My finger swelled up. If I can find a picture, I will put it up here. Cool. And it was bad news there. It was just bad news there all around. So I had to go to the doctor and get it cut off. My engagement ring I was able to save, but I couldn't actually put it back on my finger even after the swelling went down, so that sucked. And so now I finally have this one, my emerald and it keeps going in and out of focus. Wish I could make it focus. My emerald and my snake one. So the snake one is completely unconventional. I got that one because it is I think it's called an Ouroboros. I'll put the word up here and the definition. But one of the meanings behind the snake with the tail in its mouth is unity. So there are other meanings too. I think they're all positive, but one of them is the unity. So I decided I liked that, and I liked the look. I liked that it was unconventional. And then the emerald one, I really wanted a ring that had something to do with Mohamed's Egyptian ancestry, and I was just scouring the internet, and I learned that Cleopatra, her favorite jewel, was an emerald. And so I thought, I'll get an emerald ring. And you might be thinking, well, wasn't that super expensive? No, because the emeralds are tiny. Where do they get it? Etsy. So they could be glass for all I know. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it looks nice and I love it, right? That's what matters. I've never been a girl who's expected a giant diamond. In fact, I've always said that I don't want a diamond because of the whole blood diamond situation, and because, I know that they're not always ethically sourced, and what's the point in getting a diamond when you can get something cheaper that's just as beautiful? The price has never been a factor for me. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he should pay X percentage of his income on your ring. It's like, why? Why? It's a symbol of your love. Is money really a symbol of love to you? Is it? Because it's not to me. It's just not. Anyway, I think after this video, maybe some of you are going to want to meet him. I don't think he's ever going to appear on my channel. I don't think he wants to appear on my channel. If he ever does want to appear on the channel, I'll ask him. He can come on, I don't mind. But he does his own thing. He's very private, which is why I've been kind of quiet about him and why I won't talk about his experiences, because he's a very private person. So I don't know if he wants to share his thoughts and feelings on the internet like a lot of couples do. I don't mind sharing my thoughts and feelings and my life story and every single thought that flies through my head. I don't mind sharing that. But I know, That was my cat jumping off the table. I know that for him, he's not comfortable doing that. So that answers that. And I did want to address one other thing, because I'm just thinking about kids. Not thinking about having kids, but just the thought of kids is going through my head right now. So if we have kids, they'll definitely be raised Muslim. I really, really want them to have Arabic names. That's important to me. My favorite names right now are Dawood and Nabila, but that could change. There are other names I like too. And we have talked about kids, and we have said that we both agree that they should be able to read, write, and speak both Arabic and English. So that will be our goals. Personally, what I want to do is speak Arabic in the house, English in public. Like they can learn how to speak English. Like I'll speak to them in English so that when they go to school, they can like speak to people. But my thought is, like, I had a friend and her family's from Hungary, and they would speak Hungarian at home exclusively, and English, she could speak English out and about, but at home it was Hungarian exclusively. Unless she had friends over, they would kind of like, her mom never really spoke to me. I think I've spoken to her mom once, and it was only like a couple of words, so I can't really speak to how much English they know, but I'm assuming it's a good amount. But yeah, they speak Hungarian at home, and my friend would even speak to her parents on the phone in Hungarian, so that was pretty cool. So that's kind of what I want to do with my kids if I have them. Arabic at home, English at school and in public. So yes, that's kind of our love story, a little bit of insight into our marriage. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is a bonus video for this week, so that means that there are actually 4 videos this week. You will have this video, and then Monday's Islamic video, Wednesday's lifestyle video, and Friday's hijab tutorial. So those will be coming up. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me down below at my Twitter, which is The Tiny Hijabi, and at my Instagram, which is also The Tiny Hijabi. So look forward to see you there. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Drop a comment down below and I will respond to you. And please subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me, and it really helps the channel. Even just likes and comments help the channel. So if you just want to do that, that's cool too. Alright guys, have a great day. I will have some more of my coffee, try and wake up, and continue on with my day. Get yourself a coffee if you'd like. If you can't have coffee, I've been enjoying matcha recently, so matcha's pretty good. If you can't have caffeine, well, find yourself maybe some nice non-caffeinated tea or decaf coffee or whatever you like to drink. Okay, bye!